I desperately needed a brand new overhead camera for my videos because, as you can see, this GoPro I'm using isn't the best in quality. And sure, while it does technically record in 5.3K, that doesn't really mean much when it's just so blurry and grainy that if I were to zoom in, you can barely even see what it says right here. And because I'm a devoted, mindless consumer to Blackmagic, as you can clearly tell, I decided to upgrade to the Micro Studio 4K Gen 2 right here. Opening it up, and we get, well, the most important part of all of it right here, the stickers. I mean, who cares about anything else in the box? I already got what's the most important inside. You also get some basic documentation, though keep in mind that this isn't one of the cameras you get a license for DaVinci Resolve Studio. And finally you get the camera itself, and I knew it was going to be small, but even I wasn't prepared for how small it is exactly. Look at it, it's basically like a slightly larger webcam. It is extremely compact, but with it, as you can imagine, also kind of bare bones. Like you don't even get any kind of screen or anything on it. Given the size, the I/O is also kind of limited, as you can imagine, but it gives you pretty much everything you care about, including HDMI, so you can actually see what you're doing, USB-C for external recording, given how, well, it doesn't even come with any kind of SD card slots at all. You also get your power in, which is also important because it doesn't even come with a battery. And then you also have SDI in and out, because they imagine that you'll be using this with the super expensive Atom SDI switches. And also finally it has a mic input, so you can get some better audio going. While it does have an internal mic, which will be a decent start if you have nothing else, it's mostly going to be used by most people just to sync up audio. And then accessory wise, well, this is all you get. Just a charger and a series of various different regional adapters. You literally get nothing else when it comes to accessories, including, once again, the battery. Annoyingly, it doesn't use the Sony MPF batteries like the 6K Pro, which is like my main camera you're watching this from right now. Instead, it uses Canon's LPE6. And because this is Blackmagic, you don't get any kind of kit lens either, with this guy right here using Panasonic's Micro Four Thirds, which is why this is the perfect match that I've gone with. So as one final reminder, this is what the quality of the image looks like on my current setup using just a GoPro. And now this is what it looks like with the Studio 4K G2. It is a pretty capable camera, right? It can do 4K at up to 60 FPS. And then there's also the fact that it's really meant just to be controlled from an Atom or something, because right now what I have to do is just kind of like look up at the buttons over there, having to like reach all the way and like look over at the monitor over there. It's a whole mess. And unfortunately, unlike pretty much every other modern Blackmagic camera, this one does not have Bluetooth for any kind of remote controls. Instead, it does have access to the REST API over USB-C. What it means that if you grab yourself a USB-C to RJ45 adapter and then just run the camera into the rest of your network, then you're able to remotely control it via that API. And you can do some pretty cool stuff with it, so definitely stay tuned because I want to do a full video exploring that. As you can see, quality-wise, color-wise, it's the same kind of quality you expect from Blackmagic. But now for the most painful part, the price. Given how it is one of the more basic cameras, they sell it's not that bad. At $1,180, it is actually the second cheapest camera they offer after the Pocket 4K. And for that price, I mean, I definitely can't complain because I definitely need an upgrade. Sure, while there are definitely better and cheaper solutions out there that are more feature rich, like I said, I've trapped myself in the Blackmagic ecosystem and I can't get out. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I feel like I was ripped off or I made a bad choice by going with this one. Sure, it's definitely on the more expensive side and there were probably cheaper ways of me doing this, but just the quality and the flexibility that Blackmagic and the camera offers is just something I can't live without now. And it's going to come in extremely useful for both projects like this and also many other upcoming projects where I'm just going to need a dual camera setup and I want to ensure that I just get the best possible quality on both. So I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this camera down in the comments below, and while you're at it, maybe we should check out our Patreon because man, I need to make that money back somehow. So huge thanks to Gavin Burns, Justin Rage, Ronyak, Balaj Vokanol, Pseudonym, Mexon Nation, Allcraft, and Mason Magruder. But anyway, that's about it, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then remember to subscribe, like whatever, and I'll see you all in whatever I make next. Goodbye everyone. Goodbye.